Nice. All right. So, again, Happy New Year. I just started recording. So,
Right now you did?
yeah, oh yeah. We're live.
Oh man.
We
I
are
want to
live.
start. I want to start something. Emily has been listening to some of our podcasts,
Uh-huh.
and she's also got a couple of our friends listening to it.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so we like started listening to one of them, and the first like 5 minutes of our podcast was complete silence, and it was just us chuckling.
And us what?
It was the Steven Seagal.
Oh,
The
my
what?
God.
Wall.
Oh,
Steven Seagal,
oh.
like a seagull.
What
Seagull?
are you talking about?
We were just talking about him, but like I don't remember exactly because it's just audio. So you're probably like looking at each other, making funny faces or some shit like that. It's just something stupid.
This thing's a well-oiled machine, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dude, I I started listening to this other podcast called Behind the Bastards. And if you haven't heard of it before, you should definitely give it a listen. But they just profile some of like the worst people in history. And they covered Steven Seagal and talked
Yeah.
about all the shitty things that he's done and how he's essentially just, we talked about this when we did that podcast about how like some of the shit that he's done is just like completely fake.
Yeah. He's a very fake man.
Very fake.
He's not a good person, I don't think.
Yeah.
A shitzer.
He's a
Is that what it's
shitzer.
called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A phony.
A
You know,
phony.
he says that he's like a sheriff and he's an Aikido. What is even
Black
Aikido?
belt.
Bullshit in the first place.
Aikido is bullshit. So
Yeah.
Like,
That's the
Wow.
other thing. Aikido only works on people who want it to work on them.
That's like that self-defense dude. You
Oh,
walk
what's
into
his name?
I don't know.
talk about the new one with like he's
The,
got, like,
the dude from like Detroit or Chicago.
Yeah.
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 Is it keto?
No, but it's like the same shit.
Oh,
It's like all you
yeah.
have to do is this, and then you're good.
He
Well, it's
posted a
just
new
like-
video where
Did he?
he had a guy come into his like training facility and he
Oh.
was like, "Did you see this?" He shot him like 8 times. He's like, "All right, I'm going to try and take the weapon from him."
Wait, you weren't doing exactly the thing I
like
wanted
both
you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're actually shooting me. You can't do that. Because in a real
But,
situation, you'd be dead.
Detroit urban survival training.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just that stuff. I think we talked about it when we did the Steven Seagal one too, where it's like those like what is it, Wing Chun, the what was it, the Bruce Lee, his style of like martial arts. I think it's like Wing Chun,
I think,
Wing Chun,
Uh-huh.
or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But like those types where it's kind of like Tai Chi, it's like you're using your opponent's like
Momentum
it's almost like a
against them.
mystical art where you're
Yeah.
you're using your person's body weight and leverage against them. Well, it's all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's
Bullshit.
that guy over in China that he's an MMA fighter and he just
Fights those.
He
fights
debunks
the
the kung fu masters by
beats the shit out
kicking
of
the
Yeah.
shit out of him. Yeah.
Apparently, that shit's really important to those folks over there because he's like shunned.
he is.
Yeah.
He's
He's,
Chun.
It's
his social credit score is just plummeting.
the
Yeah.
traditional martial arts are very protected, and they're like purposefully protected to make it not look bad.
Yeah.
But Steven Seagal, talking about the sheriff, like it was like an honorary position that he got, and then he ended up getting charged or accused, and I think charged too, for like sexual molestation, or like he just like raped he's raped like multiple people. Like multiple women have come out and said that he's done shit to him. He kept one
In
woman
Minecraft.
as like her sex slave, or his sex slave, and just did a whole bunch of like horrible shit. And then the sheriff's department was like, "Yeah, you are no longer our sheriff. You can't like be an honorary sheriff anymore."
He still puts it on stuff, I'm pretty sure.
And then
That he's a sheriff.
the thing is, Arizona, the sheriff over there, like the sheriff of Arizona, I can't remember his name, Joe Arpaio, I think, was like, that's fine. Come on over here.
Okay.
This is the
he's
same
still
guy that
an
keeps
honorary
prisoners in
sheriff.
like,
Somebody's gonna want to suckle onto that teeth.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
the
he
same
comes
guy
from a
that keeps
time-
prisoners in like the outside barracks.
I was about to say he sounds really
And the
familiar. I
person
think
in
I've
the
heard of
hole.
him.
Yeah.
He was the one that he was like the really popular one, right? That like last year was on the news for something. I don't remember
Was he?
exactly. Remember?
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
he's kind of
if
a
he was.
douche. So if you're listening to this Joe Arpeggio or whatever your name is,
Yeah.
you're dumb.
You're a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the guy that put him in a metal box or something in the outside?
No, they're just like intense. Like it's a covered area, but it's essentially outside.
And they're in Arizona?
In Arizona, it's like essentially, Arizona's all a desert. So they're out there in the summer, winter, doesn't matter. Hot as fuck, cold as tits, they're out there.
Colder than shit.
Colder than
There
a
we go.
witch's titty at fly time.
Thank you.
But yeah. Steven
You know,
Seagal has
that
done some
Steven
very
Seagal
questionable
comes from
things.
He came from a time where movie badasses were real badasses for whatever reason. You got the
Yeah.
Chuck Norrises, the Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the Bruce Lees.
I mean, at least like John Claude, like, he's cool.
Yeah. He's a
He's
cool dude.
You can go up and he can kick your forehead,
Yeah,
you
he
know?
can do
He's
the
so
splits.
you can do the splits.
They're all like somewhat legit.
Nah, Steven Seagal's not somewhat
Well, that's
legit.
Chuck,
Like,
Chuck
I'm-
Norris, legit.
Chuck Norris
Bruce
was legit,
Lee?
yeah.
I don't know.
But the
I don't
thing,
know how
Steven
legit Bruce
Seagal, like, he makes it seem like he also always talks about how he was a Navy SEAL and he was in special ops and was in the military, but that's like couldn't be further from the truth because he moved to Japan during like the Vietnam era so he could escape the draft, and then he married a Japanese woman so that he wouldn't like be beholden to like being drafted.
Huh.
So he escaped the draft, dodged a draft by marrying a foreigner, moving to
I
Japan.
guess that they're
Similar
not married anymore.
No, not at all.
That's surprising.
She actually has talked about how horrible he is, and was like sexually abusive to her as well.
But was he one of the worst people in history? That might be a stretch.
I know, right? I just thought it was funny that he went over this person. He also has done. He did like the founder of the Boy Scouts. That was one who was.
Why is he a bad guy?
He was. He liked young children, young boys.
Man, this whole thing was set up to be
Wow. You
Limited
tell me
fun
that the
playground?
Boy Scouts were started by
A boy lover.
what they're like getting destroyed by right now?
makes
Yeah.
too much sense.
That's insane. The irony.
Hey,
The irony? Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
No, I like looked off into like
into
the
the
distance
sunset.
thinking about it. It's like the irony.
The irony. Yeah, man. That guy was really interesting. Who do you think is the most badass action star, though? Like, who do
The
you think
Rock,
could
obviously.
really win in a fight? Like, if we had a bracket,
Yeah.
who do you think would come out on top?
You know
Well,
what?
we got to figure out who's on the bracket first.
You
That
know
one guy, that black guy?
what, guys?
What's
Jason.
his name? What's his name? He's in. They're not very good movies, but they're all. Oh my god, that guy's in it though. That guy's in it.
Guy.
I'll have to look it up.
No idea who you're
I
talking
was
about.
gonna say.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
No.
I was gonna say. What was that? He's the Thai guy.
From Ong Bak?
That guy. It's that guy.
It's that one guy.
The
who's
fucking
Thai.
guy. You know the guy.
Uh,
Is it off the guy from Ong Bak?
yes,
Dude.
Ong Bak,
Tony Jaa. That's his name.
Ninja.
And I got mine, Michael Jai White.
Oh, yeah. That guy's definitely in it. Michael Jai White.
Pull it up.
For sure.
This guy.
That guy's
I don't even
100%
know
in
who
it.
that guy is.
But he's legit. He was an Undisputed 2 in Blood and Bone.
Apparently, that guy is an actual, like, martial artist.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
I think Tony Jaa would beat him to a pulp.
I think so, too.
Tony Jaa, you know, he's a man among boys.
I was watching highlights of the Ultimate Fighter show yesterday from, like, season 12. It was when George St. Pierre was one of the coaches, and he brought on one of his, like, training partners, who is this, like, French-Canadian guy who moved to Thailand to fight Muay Thai. And the way that they do it in Thailand, it's like they just smoke and drink all day, and then they'll fight every single day. And this guy, the French-Canadian guy, showed up to practice with George St. Pierre and some of the Ultimate Fighter contestants, and was just drunk as fuck and was kicking everybody's ass.
Well,
Like
yeah,
it was
because
nothing.
when you get to a certain point of drunkenness, you just don't feel pain. Like,
That's true.
you just, like, and I'm sure, like, if you drink that much, like, you just don't get any, like, the stomach, like, issues. Like, you just don't throw up. Like,
Yeah. No, that's what they do every day. Smoke, drink, and fight.
dude, maybe there's something to it.
I've always wanted to go to Thailand and, like, work out at a Muay Thai gym, but also I feel like I would just get absolutely fucking destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, those guys probably
It's
just
brutal.
kick bamboo sticks for 12 hours
And metal
a day.
poles. And they're like, oh, you're a big guy? Let me
all
ruin
sweaty.
you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'd fucking chop you down.
Oh, 100%.
Fuck your legs up real good.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you wanted to go to Thailand to go get, like, coffee enemas.
There's a lot of stuff you can do in Thailand.
Yeah, my dad actually used to work with a
I thought you were
guy.
going to say, my dad actually got a coffee enema.
He used to work with this guy, and he would, like, he'd take all his sick leave and go to Thailand and get specifically for coffee enema, or, like, enemas in general, but I'm pretty sure they're, like, coffee enemas.
He just gets coffee sprayed up his ass?
Yeah.
I don't think you go that far just for that.
I mean,
And if you're into something like that, Lord knows what the fuck else this guy's doing.
he's getting them in Minecraft.
That sounds like immediate diarrhea.
Well, yeah, I think you get it shot up, and then it just
And then
comes
just
right back out.
Piss the coffee out of your butthole.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, thank you.
I'd try it.
I would try just to see what it does. I think you'd instantly get revitalized,
Instant?
rejuvenated.
Because it goes straight into the bloodstream.
It goes straight into your bloodstream. The
Oh,
caffeine.
man.
That's the whole point of it.
I don't know, that's scary.
Why not just put a caffeine tablet up your butt?
I don't know. I've never done.
That'd be a
I've never
slow
stuck it in, so I don't know if I could handle it.
I don't know, man.
You never know till you try.
Yeah,
The water
You
first
might
thing.
like it. You might like something up there.
I gotta clean it out first.
You got some prepping to do. Yeah, you don't just go right in there.
I don't know, man. Pooping feels real good. And if it feels that good coming out.
Oh, speaking of pooping, one of my gifts for the holidays, Emily got me a bidet.
Ooh.
Oh.
Awesome.
Little- I know that she
Someone's gonna
told
be
you.
spending a long time on the toilet.
I have been spending a lot
Oh,
of time
yeah.
on the toilet, and it's real nice.
Yeah.
I will say, she got a tushy.
Yeah, that's what we
So,
have.
more like affordable one or whatever. Well, our toilets are elongated, so they're not circular.
Oh, okay.
And also, the toilet seat is one of the like non-slam ones.
Yeah.
So like, you close it and it kind of slowly, but it's like curved on the bottom, so it kind of curves into the toilet.
Yeah.
So when you put the tushy in, it like pushes down on the tushy itself into the toilet, and it pushes against like the
Oh, the seat.
water spout.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go and like get a couple of things for it, which was kind of annoying, but now it like works.
It's so nice. I made the mistake of just kind of turning it on when I first used it.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I'm still sneezing up water from that first use. Like, it's so... I don't know why they make it so... It doesn't need to be that powerful.
It needs to be powerful for me, you know. I got some big loads, and they need a lot of cleaning.
Don't brag.
Don't.
Oh my God!
In our faces.
But it's a great little thing. We moved into a new place, and we don't have our bidet here. It's at the old house still, and we might just need to get another one that fits this toilet because it's a very small toilet. I don't think it's the right size. But man, I like that bidet has made my butthole weak. Like wiping with toilet paper is like the most awful thing now. It's my anus is raw all the time.
What?
Yeah, because I was so used to using a bidet, it would just wash it, and then I'd had like a little a toilet towel that I would use to pat dry. If I really had a messy one, I would use toilet paper. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Use a towel. You don't use toilet paper when you use a bidet.
Oh my God.
I use toilet paper. I kind of feel like I tried to use a toilet towel, and then I was like, this is kind of gross. So I like put it back in the washer, and then I just do like toilet paper.
Yeah, it's a little weird at first because you're
take long poops. Like my poops are so long that then I have to wait longer on the toilet to let my butt dry. That's the one downside of this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's again.
Well, I mean, like I have to now, but before I was like, I'm just gonna. They say like you can like air dry, so but I'm not gonna walk around with a swampy butthole.
Yeah.
For like a couple hours.
Either.
So yeah. So I just started like pat and dry with some toilet paper, but
Does it say air dry? Really?
sometimes, yeah. Like if you have time, just sit on the toilet and air dry for
before too.
Yeah. But that's like, that's a hour and a half venture right there,
Yeah.
What time did these companies think we've done?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little weird at first using a towel because it's like this is kind of I'm reusing this. But once you get used to using the bidet and you get at the right angle and it really cleans it, and if you have a really messy one, I use toilet paper too. But to like once I knew everything was clean, I would pat dry with the towel. It wasn't like I was wiping my ass and there was like streaks on the towel. You know what I mean? Just reusing it.
You got a lot of faith in your bidet.
It's a good bidet, and I have a clean anus.
You know what they don't have is they don't have different settings for like nozzle types. Because usually it's just like a one stream. It's a straight.
Yeah.
You used to have like a fan. Or kind of
That's
wider.
a good idea.
Wider girth, little.
Or like an air dried, like a blowing machine. Is that what you mean? Or just like different top?
Some dude, my parents just
I'm thinking about a fan like the spray fans out.
Oh, the way. Okay.
like this.
Yeah.
Cone,
Yeah.
so and then it like if you went cone to jet, then to cone.
Oh, it's like.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, like that'd be pretty cool. But my parents actually got a bidet for both their toilets in their house, like for the holidays too. And theirs is like heated toilet seat. It's got like a ring light under it, so it loads the toilet bowl seat up. And it's got like the fan.
Is it a Toto? Is that the brand?
I think my parents have a Toto. That one's nice.
Toto is supposed to be like the very high end one.
When you walk into the bathroom, the toilet will open up for you and turn a light on.
It's like, please come take a big old shit in me.
Job.
That's some Japanese type shit, man.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
And then it pre-cleans it, sprays the bowl before you go.
Oh,
licks it up.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, this thing's nice.
It's like your own personal butler.
It's like you take little shits and it's got like this audio recording. It's like, oh,
Thank you.
It's got-
Wow, that's a mighty one.
It weighs it for you.
big one. I'm saving that one for later.
I'm not even gonna flush this right away. I just want to look at it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
And I think the best thing about it though is that the water is warm.
Yeah. So
Oh,
mine
yeah.
is. I don't know if yours is, but we opted for the one that has the warm water. The one thing is you have to connect it to the sink, the warm water, because the toilet doesn't have like a
Yeah.
warm water thing on it. But our problem is the toilet is on one wall and the sink is on the other wall, so they're like really opposite. So we still have it, and we're just kind of hoping that the house that we get next like has it.
Closer.
It's closer
Yeah.
to it. Because I could always, if it's on the same wall, I could just jerry rig something through the wall,
Yeah.
like the water line, to the toilet, so it's like a little bit less inconspicuous. But I can't do it across tile or anything like that.
Yeah.
You get a nice long one and have it go along the wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we just had the cold water one.
Water.
It was a nice little wake up.
Water
Though.
doesn't go into the hose; it goes out. It doesn't suck it in.
Just the idea. Oh
That's
yeah,
the
this,
idea, yeah.
This is a water that sprays my ass.
And then you're washing your hands with it.
True.
Same water.
Yeah, we just got the cold water one. You know, it's
Yeah.
nice to have a little.
And it's
pep in
really
your
not
step.
that cold. Like we went up when I first used a bidet. We went up to like the water or the mountains. Sorry, Mount Hood. Sorry, Hood River.
Mhm.
And that water was like glacier water, and it was real cold. But the water here in Portland, it's been cold here, but the water isn't like that cold.
Yeah.
It's
Is
actually
it still snowing?
No, it's completely gone.
Yeah.
Completely
It's
melted off.
cold. It snowed for like one day,
Mhm.
and then it just stayed around for a little bit because it was really cold, and then it just started warming up.
Yeah, I saw that it got down to like the 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
pretty
like
chilly.
28 degrees at night.
Yeah.
But my parents and friends up in like Seattle area, they got a lot of snow, and they're still getting snow.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
makes sense. They're a little just a
crazy.
tad further north.
Well, it's crazy because like I feel like Portland usually gets more snow than them because they're more coastal. Like we never really got snow because ours it's not really coastal, but
Yeah.
Puget Sound, it doesn't get as cold.
Right.
I don't know, but I've always felt like Portland always got most of the snow, so I was just kind of surprised.
Interesting. I always thought it was the opposite because Portland was like sat a little bit lower in
I
elevation.
think that's I don't know.
But yeah, it was wild here too for like several days.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of rain, didn't you?
It hadn't rained. I don't remember the last time it rained like that.
Yeah.
It rained nonstop, and like I'm talking like heavy rain, not like Portland rain where it's just kind of like drizzling.
Yeah.
It was like heavy rain for a good like solid 30 hours,
That's good.
like nonstop. It was
That's good for you.
Yeah, like I went to bed and woke up the next morning. It was still going. Like all day it was raining. Went to bed, woke up the next morning, and then it rained pretty much that entire day too. It was crazy.
You didn't get any flooding or nothing, huh?
There was flooding. I actually got warnings for certain areas to like move to higher ground because some of the parts of the rivers down here were flooding. I don't know how bad it got because I wasn't actually in that area, but parts of the freeways were really flooded. Where we live got pretty flooded, like the freeways around here. But we luckily didn't live in a place where it was that bad. So, but
Flooding's
it was.
the worst.
What's that?
Flooding's the fucking worst. I think there was a big flood, like was it in Texas recently? Somewhere it flooded
Oh yeah.
really bad, and That it's just like gently fucks your shit up beyond repair.
Yeah.
Just like sitting in water is the worst thing for just about
Yeah.
all of the possessions.
Our house, luckily, it didn't like flood bad, but like the backyard area, I showed Adam yesterday, like my little workout spot, like that's kind of slanted and has a grade, and the house is really old, so it's like sinking a little bit. So like the like ground around the house is like banked in, so like all the water kind of comes in. So that'll be something like that needs to be addressed, and it's like it's literally 100 years old, the house.
Yeah.
And then it rained so much that like the overhang on the outside door, like there was a little gap between it, and rain started coming through like the awning and started leaking down the house wall, the exterior wall, and then into like our kitchen door from the top. It's rained before for like a day and we didn't have that problem, but since it rained so much and there was just constant water coming through, it just like made its way through.
Dang.
So if we had a newer updated house and some of the doors were a little bit better, it probably wouldn't have that issue, but there's like gaps in the top of the door. Also, our door got soaked with water so much that I couldn't open it.
Yeah.
I think I was on the phone with you when that happened.
Ah.
I had to like pound on the top of the door. So
It just fatten up like a sponge.
yeah. So hopefully it's kind of dried out a little bit now. But I was like, this is interesting for sure. But it was wild how much it rained. It's crazy.
Yeah. Weather.
Weather outside is weather.
Yeah. The snow was fun for like a day or two, and then I really missed walking on solid ground.
Yeah.
Taking my dog out for a walk. It's just sucks. You can't put on your toes.
No.
You're just crunching around.
Can't get on your
You're
toes.
sticking
What do you mean
slip.
you can't
Yeah,
get on your
you'd
toes?
slip.
Yeah.
push
You have to be
up
like
on
real
your toes.
careful. Make sure your hips are above your heels.
No. Yeah, right.
I go flat foot, and then I push off with my toes, and actually gives me a little speed boost, and I slide across the ice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That sounds like fucking bullshit. Just fucking getting a boost everywhere you go.
Yeah, I thought I liked cold weather until I moved to Rhode Island and had like real cold weather.
Cold, isn't it?
It was so cold. It was the worst. I got headaches sometimes because my ears would like start to freeze so bad
Yeah.
and my head would hurt from how cold it was.
That's a good thing about having small ears. I got really small ears. Like they're actually smaller than my palms, so I can just go cover them with my hands, and then it warms them more. Like little natural earmuffs.
I think most people's ears are
Smaller than their palms.
My dad actually, it's like he got giant ears.
Well, those never stop growing.
He just like it wraps
Right?
around his hand. Ears? No, I think that's nose.
Nose and
Nose?
ears.
I think
No,
that makes
no.
sense because like sometimes old men be having those big ass ears.
Oh, they have big
Oh.
ears. We got big ears and big noses.
Yeah.
Neither of them work.
Word.
They got them.
Maybe. I don't know.
Ears. It's a scientific fact, literally studied ad nauseum.
Who? By who?
Ooh. By
Mine.
the ear
Mine.
guy.
Who are these top minds?
I don't know, but it's to the point where it's just common knowledge. Your ears and your nose.
I thought it was fingernails.
Getting
That
bigger.
also happened.
Well, you can
especially-
see those. Obviously, those keep going.
Well, and hair.
I don't know
Let's ask Google.
what you're talking about.
Do ears ever stop? Just that's the end of the
Look it
question.
up.
Growing.
Yeah, they got big, saggy ears. All old guys.
Oh yeah.
Always growing.
Oh yeah. Here's from NCBI,
stopped.
the National
Yeah.
Institute of or
See,
National
spot on.
Library of Medicine. Ear size as a predictor of chronological age.
Like
So it's like a tree ring.
yeah. The
Yeah.
big ears are
Dang,
Wow.
these small ears.
man.
They're very young.
Well, they're also small human beings, so.
Well, that's just a coincidence. It's the ear that's the real predictor.
Yeah. I like how people are studying that. Like, can we tell a person's age by looking at their ears? I don't know. Why don't you just look to see if they're old as fuck or not?
Well, Yoda, small in body, gigantic ears.
Well, he's also
Very
an
old.
alien,
Very true.
so.
Well, it's a universal truth. It's a
And
universal
people do get smaller as they age.
Mm-hmm.
Gravity takes its toll. They start to hunch down.
You guys are swaying me to this new swaying me to your guys' side of this argument.
Yeah. I mean, it's scientific fact, Adam.
The National
I haven't seen any of the data. Like, I haven't poured over it, so I
implore you to
can't-
seek
I
reason.
need to do your own research.
I gotta do my own research for this, man. I can't just take your word for
Check
it.
Facebook. See what they gotta say.
Dude, oh man, I was talking to somebody yesterday. I was talking to Edgar. We were playing Halo, and we were playing Halo with one of his friends, and his friends started talking about how, like, some wild stuff
About ears.
about just all sorts of things. Just us talking about ears and Adam not believing it and needing his own data. Like, this guy basically said, because Adam got his booster, and this dude was like, "Oh yeah, no, all that stuff. I'm not gonna I'm not vaccinated. I'm not gonna do all that because
Wait, Adam? Me?
No, that was a lead into this.
that was you were talking about how you need to do your own research
Oh,
and own data. So I was playing Halo with Edgar, and there was a guy that we were playing with who started talking about how the vaccines have like 5G, and they can scan your DNA and all this other extra shit, and how RFID is also implanted in the vaccine or some shit. And I was like, I'm not going to get into that. And then he started talking about other things, saying that we don't know what the sun is, and that
Don't
gravity.
know what the sun is?
Yeah, he was saying shit like, well, we don't really know what the sun is. You know, we know that it's a star, but we don't really know what makes it tick. We don't understand it.
What's its motivation?
What's its motivation?
Right.
And then he said the same thing about like gravity too. Like, we don't really know why gravity is.
Well,
Some people
we don't really know like why gravity exists. Like, that's kind of true. Like,
hold on.
oh wait, this guy's got a shred of truth. I'm listening. I like this evidence.
What? You're saying we don't know what gravity is? What are you trying to say?
Well, no, I know we know what gravity is and we can like measure it, but like we just don't know why gravity like exists.
Well, it's because an object has mass, and mass creates gravity.
Yeah, but why?
Because the more massive something is, the more.
I mean, it's like
Side.
I'm just saying that like I think like a scientist would say too that we understand gravity, but we just like don't know why gravity
there is some
exists.
consistency between smaller particles and the larger ones, where smaller
Also,
particles
too-
have charges, right, where they like attract each other.
Yeah, I mean I'm not
And then
disputing
macro
that.
scale, there's an attraction between planets and things like that.
Yeah.
And stars.
I
No.
understand what you're saying,
I'm
Adam. Though
saying-
I
think
understand that.
What I'm also saying too is they're finding new like things about the universe that just don't follow those laws of physics.
Well, like
a lot
black
of,
holes.
particles, black holes, what is it, the Higgs boson
Yeah.
particle? They just don't follow like laws of, so they just like don't now fully
You
understand.
know, our laws were made.
Laws were made to be broken, buddy.
God, I got hit in the head with an apple. We know a lot more now.
Yeah.
That is true.
Dog can't be dependent on apple heads for the
But
rest
yeah,
of the exhibit.
he was saying all sorts of shit, man. Oh, look at that cute ass cat. Nice.
But that's funny. I work with a couple of guys that real nice guys. I love them. They're cool guys, but they'll put on like conservative radio and
They don't believe in gravity.
They don't believe in gravity. No,
They don't know what the sun is.
they just don't believe in the vaccine.
They're onto that, son.
And it's like,
Yeah.
man, it's just like, but they'll go around and they'll be like, man, I just stepped on a nail or something. I should probably go get the tetanus shot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. My favorite is the people freaking out about military members getting kicked out for refusing the vaccine, when that's been part of, dude, there was no choice. When I was in the military, they're like, hey, flu vaccines are up, everybody get one. And it's like, I never had a flu vaccine or got a flu shot in my life, I don't think, before, like, at least for like over a decade. Like, as an adult, I never got one. In high school, I don't think I ever got one. But in the military, like, you have to. Or they're like, you're going to get into some shit. I don't think they would, like, kick you out because...
It would just make you run around with a giant log on your back.
Yeah,
something
right.
like that.
It'd be more like you sit at this desk for the next 6 months, and then you get reduced pay and get docked a rank. So that's the type of shit that they do. They're like, you're going down a rank, and you get docked in pay. And all the pay that you...
They're probably hoping that a lot of people do that. Save a pretty penny.
Right?
Yeah, let's just have our entire armed forces sitting at desks.
Whoa.
That's what they want.
Yeah. But it's like, they're freaking out, well, they can't kick the military members out. They literally have done that for less. Like, they'll do that over all the other vaccines. You get so many vaccines. Dude, when I got my vaccines when I was in the military, it was like a factory line. You show up, you take your blouse off, your, like, military jacket off, and then you just have your shirt, and you roll the shirt up over your shoulder, and then you get in line, and you sit down, they smack you in one arm with one, then you go to the other side, and they get the other arm with one, and it's like days worth of vaccines. You get so many.
I kind of would have thought it was like a butt vaccine you guys would have got.
No, it was always in the shoulder.
Shot right in the butt.
Yeah.
I think that's different stuff they give you in the butt.
You think?
Yeah.
I thought that was just like...
Yeah, that stuff you... I don't know if they're...
No, that's when they gave us steroids.
Yeah, because steroids are in fat, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
And I remember when I was a kid, I had pneumonia, and I got shot in the butt a lot. Huh. And I think the vaccines go in your arms because it probably goes into, like, your lymph system quicker. But, yeah.
What if my butt is pure muscle, so there's no fat around that.
They're going to find somewhere to give you a shot.
Yeah. Well, there's intramuscular, too, and then there's subcutaneous. Most of the vaccines that we get are subcutaneous, so just under the skin. And then other things will go directly into the muscle. I don't know which ones go directly into the muscle, but things... Like, that's why guys do, like, shots like testosterone or other steroids into their ass. Because it goes directly into the muscle, right?
I gotta send you something real fast. You gotta look at it
right now.
On stream. Yeah, right now. One sec. Sent it to Jesse.
Oh, it's that guy.
Do you seen this guy? So it's this guy.
Weird lips.
It's on Instagram or Facebook. I'm gonna send you on Facebook Messenger.
Oh God.
What?
I said, oh God. Oh, I love this guy.
You seen this guy? Dude,
I've seen this guy.
I saw this guy so long ago, and he was doing does the Zercher shrugs.
Yeah.
Like, you put the bar on, like, the inside of your arm, and he just goes...
Is he yelling?
The first video I've ever seen him do, he does it, he throws it down, he goes... and it's like, it's so funny.
Oh,
but
man.
I just started following him, like, a little while ago, and he's got some... I mean, he's a weird guy, but he's like, he can do the splits. Yeah, this is it right here.
He's very strong.
He is, like, they're very
unusual. That's not some Planet Fitness guy.
No, that's like 700 pounds, but, like, Still,
It looks weird.
it looks weird.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
He's still holding it off the ground.
He sure is. You know, I give
Yeah.
him that. It's just very obscure,
And seems like a weirdo.
and he seems like a weirdo. So,
Goddamn bowling.
I love that guy.
yeah. But he's been doing a lot of boxing lately, like kickboxing and stuff.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those
And
posts.
it's just, you get to a certain weight and like you just always seem like you're kind of waddling around.
Yeah.
And that's him. He just kind of waddles around.
Waddles.
But then he like kicks and punches this thing or this like bag that person's holding, and it's just like
Destroys
it's so slow. But then the guy like shoots back. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that guy's got some power.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you're that strong, it's like you're gonna have some hurt behind those punches, you know?
Yeah, you have a lifetime to dodge it.
Yeah.
it's like a boss battle.
A
on
boss
video.
fight, yeah.
Yeah,
It like blinks before he does it.
Yeah.
Has like a noise. Yeah. Guarantee that guy has zero cardio.
Oh yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
love
all
to
you
see
gotta
how-
do is just jog around him.
That's who are the guys? Hathor and Eddie Hall were planning on doing a boxing match.
Yeah.
And
I was so bummed it
think
didn't
got
happen.
Called off. I think there was
Well,
like somebody had an injury.
Eddie Hall like had an injury. I think he like broke something.
He
or
tore his
something.
bicep, I think.
Oh yeah.
But that fight would be the shittiest fight you've ever seen in your life.
I mean,
About 10 seconds of action, and then they'd be fucking tired as shit.
Thor like looks really good. He's lost a lot of weight.
yeah.
They
He's done a lot of
Everybody
cardio.
looks
Like,
good in a video where they're trying to look
I'm
good.
just saying, like strongmen in general. Like when you get to that level of strongman, they're not like not doing cardio. It's a different kind of cardio. You know,
That's true.
Boxing cardio, fighting cardio.
it's different. I understand that.
It's the next level.
They also were training like for like a full year before that too. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying they're gonna be like professional boxers by any means, but
It'd be a shit show though. All that training would just once they started the fight out the fucking window.
Because you
Throwing
know they
haymakers.
would just be throwing bombs at
Yeah.
first,
Missing,
gassing each other out.
hitting each other in the arms.
I was really, really bummed that fight didn't have. I really wanted to watch that, but I think Thor did a boxing match with like an actual boxer, and he got kind of roughed up.
Eddie did.
No, Thor.
Hathor?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He like a
I'm
spar.
surprised.
He's done a couple of sparring
Yeah.
matches.
You have to be fast.
Yeah.
More than anything, you have to be fast. At
And
least
when
your
you're
head.
6'9", 300 pounds, it's kind of hard to be fast.
Everything is exhausting. Like to move, you got to be on your feet,
Yeah.
dodging everything.
Well, you think about it. He's used to being 420 pounds.
Yeah.
Now he's like 300 pounds, and it's like he could probably
He
move.
probably
quicker.
feels so fast.
Before.
I mean, he's also 6'9" too. So
Yeah. I'm about 6'9".
Yay! 15 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine how he feels now. You know, it's
He looks
taking
good.
It's probably like taking
looks
like
good,
12
yeah.
fat dumps. You know what I mean? You just
Yeah.
feel lightened.
Yeah, I wonder if he has a bidet. Ooh, that thing's
Dude,
getting put to work.
He needs
that
it.
thing is. He probably has to go through one a month.
Yeah, right. Dude, I can't
where-
imagine being like. I would be so afraid if I was like 400 something pounds. Or I watch like 1,000-pound sisters and
Yeah, I
my
love that
600-pound
show.
life. That's like my
Yeah.
guilty pleasure. How
Mhm.
do they not break the toilet? How do they shit? How does the shit get through all that ass?
I think like
Then that sounds like something somebody would say to a girl with a big ass trying to compliment her.
Girl, how does that
She
shit get
got
through all that ass?
I think like I don't know. I think that they had like a supportive like structure around the toilet
I mean, there's got
because they needed a bigger toilet seat to
Yeah.
begin with. So I think that they had to have like a metal frame around the
Yeah.
toilet. So that might be
Have to.
might be why.
because then it would break, especially the porcelain. That shit'll cut you up.
Mm,
And then you're just
Yeah.
lying in a pool of blood
I
and
think
shit.
they probably just shit in pans and stuff too.
True.
Fans.
Yeah, they're just
got
getting along.
fans of shit. Well, these
That's the dark side of being 1,000 pounds.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this
There are two that are 1,000 pounds. So they're like 500.
They're like 600 and like 400.
I think I've seen. Is that the one that's like, oh, you ain't good looking? Then the one goes like, you ain't a prize.
You ain't a prize. Yeah, that's 1,000-pound sisters. Well,
Okay.
one, one was 4 and the other was 6, or something like that, or both are 5. I can't remember exactly, but one has lost a bunch of weight because she finally got the surgery,
Yeah,
and then the other ballooned up to like 700 something pounds.
So they're still the 1,000-pound sisters.
Yeah,
Still
they're just going in opposite directions.
Producers are probably like, we can't change the name. We got the name.
Yeah, right.
You got to do something.
Well, now they've introduced the brother. So as the sister continues to lose poundage, they'll bring in the brother.
Is the brother big too?
Oh, huge. Yeah, he's like he was like over 400 pounds. But he actually just got the surgery too. So he'll be losing weight.
Nice.
It's wild,
Good for them, man.
Yeah. It's an absolute shit show, that show. And like the sister, what's the Tammy, like the real big sister, is just a piece of shit.
She really is. Very kind of.
Do you watch it regularly or?
Well, no, we went through like a little
phase.
Phase of it where we watched like the first like 5 episodes or something like that. But it's a good show.
Man, there's one time because I see those clips, I'm like, oh, this show must be hilarious, and then I like same thing with the show like Hoarders. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get some real like dirty watching in, but then I watch it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, this is fucking horrific. This is actually depressing. I feel disgusting.
It is actually really depressing. I mean, the sisters are pretty funny. Like they're really goofy and shit, and like it's entertaining. But at the end of the day, it is really sad because Tammy is like always like, woe is me, you don't understand, it's really hard. And meanwhile, like everybody else in her family is like continuing to do better and reach their goals, and she's not. And she always makes excuses. She's like, it could be worse, I could be bedridden, I could be shitting my pants, I can wipe and I can do this. It's like, you're really gonna like applaud yourself that you can wipe your own ass? Like that's your biggest accomplishment right now?
That's a pretty big accomplishment.
And
I wipe my own ass.
that she can rationalize that that's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
I think we've all done that before. Like, I can do this.
Yeah.
It's not that great, but it could be worse. But if it could be worse, is that bad?
Yeah, if it could be worse is I can wipe my own ass, I think it's time to really
and
start.
You're saying it unironically. But yeah, that's scary to get that big. I just know that it'll never happen to me.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't need to be one of my irrational fears.
Yeah. I'm like just happy that I've always been pretty active, because the way that I eat is horrible. I have so much sugar in my diet, it's not even funny. Like that's one thing that I really am like trying to focus on cutting out, is a bunch of sugar. But I'm just lucky that I always end up burning it off. But that's like not an excuse, right?
Yeah.
So, I'd love to get some kind of tracking on the progress of gaining that much weight, because I think it would blow you away what is actually occurring. Either they're doing like all these things that are making them gain weight, just inhuman amounts of food, such little activity, but I think it might be surprising how little they're actually doing to gain that much weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
The genetic component of that weight gain, because that's not happening to like wealthy people.
I mean, I will say like, I mean, I don't eat the healthiest, but I mean, I do eat healthy sometimes. But like this morning, I had a couple of chocolates, I had a cookie, I had a slice of pizza, like, and it's not even as much as like I'm sure that they eat, but like, I don't know.
Imagine that's every
day. Yeah. This is crazy.
And you never move.
I guarantee you it's probably a lot of really sugary drinks. Because when I was gaining weight, I was trying to gain a lot of weight. That's what the guy that owned the gym that I was training at, he was like, soda and juice. He's like, if you need to get to this weight class, like soda and juice are going to be your friends. So
Yeah.
it's probably, and they do drink a lot of soda. Like when the show first came out, they were talked to like this nutrition, and they told her that they had like, there's like almost a pack of sodas a day.
Jesus.
Jeez, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting to an age. I mean, when I was in high school, me and my buddies would get like a pack of 36 Mountain Dews, and we would like, me and another guy would finish it. So we're talking like 12 to 18 Mountain Dews a night, with like a dozen donuts.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, those are some good nights.
Yeah.
I have like 2 donuts.
Yeah.
I mean, we had donuts yesterday actually, and I had quite a few. But I have anything more than like 2 or 3 sodas, my stomach starts feeling like shit.
Yeah.
I can hardly drink one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was the same way in high school. I used to have so much soda, and then I probably didn't stop until like high school. But I'm really good now. If I can stay off soda for like a couple days, then I don't really crave it. But like once I have one, I'm like, damn, I need to get another one. Let me buy a pack, and then I'll just go through them like it's nothing.
I only want it when I'm eating. That's what's dangerous. If I don't eat, then I don't drink soda.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I think it's also the kinds of foods that you're eating that, like, if I'm eating like a cheeseburger, I'm like, I gotta have a soda with this. And
yeah, you can't not have a soda or something like that with.
But I don't know if that's because they actually go together, if there is some kind of like psychological connection. You know, like you go to McDonald's, they always give you a soda, so then like it's just ingrained. Because I remember something like that happened to me. I used to get on, when I had this one job, on my breaks, I would go get a Monster and a Lunchable. Nice. And I would get that like almost every day.
Yeah.
And then it like got to the point where I craved those two things together. Like if I had one, I wanted the other.
Yeah.
Like strong. It's immediate.
You're conditioning yourself to crave it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. When I worked at Starbucks, I kind of did the opposite. Maybe it's just different for coffee, because I usually have like 1 cup of coffee a day and that's it. But when I worked at Starbucks, like there was a time afterwards where I just did not want coffee at all, especially Starbucks coffee. And then I would start getting sick of having the same thing on break, because I usually would get the same thing on break all the time, and then I started just getting like sick of it. It was like the little, like the meat packs, like the cured meats thing that they had with cheese, and then I would get like a some sort of iced drink, and I just ended up getting really sick of it.
Let me tell you, those refreshers are pretty good. You ever have a refresher from Starbucks?
I don't think so.
If Emily goes like, I want coffee right now, and it's like past noon, I'll get a refresher.
Yeah.
And it's like juice tea. It's like a dragon fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Those things are so good.
Those are really good. Their tea refreshers are really nice. Or like the mango dragon fruit lemonade.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's some good shit. For sure.
That's a fancy name.
Oh yeah. What time, speaking of food, what time do you guys have brunch?
Noon.
Noon? Where are you guys going to go?
My parents' place. They do a big, like, Japanese food spread every New Year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And it's going to be you two and your ladies?
Mm-hmm. There might be other people there. Like, I think my brother might show up and his wife.
Yeah.
What? Who knows?
So how's have you started working down in Eugene yet?
Yeah. I started teaching at the beginning of the school year.
Oh, okay. How's it been so far?
School this year is nuts, and I'm in a Title I school, so it's a transition the kids, I don't know, maybe they weren't prepared for. I don't think anybody's prepared for this. Even the teachers, I talk to them and they're like, man, last year was so nice. It's like we could teach a class, and then like I could go into my own kitchen and like prep my own food, everything being online. Or even when things were like, when the kids did start coming back to school last year and it was hybrid, it was still like not really school, because like half the kids were there kind of thing, and they weren't there for the whole day, and there were like long breaks. So the whole system is just kind of a little fucked up, and especially in places with, like Title I schools, where when the kids weren't when they're doing online school, they weren't really doing it.
Yeah.
So because they were people at home to like hold them accountable or.
So when you say Title I school, does that mean a school that doesn't have as much funding?
Yeah, that's like the kids are. I don't know. It's like a percentage of kids are on like assisted programs,
Okay.
lunch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think at my school everybody gets free lunch, which is that's awesome.
Yeah.
But definitely is an indication of some of the socioeconomic status.
Yeah.
It's not like the worst place in the world, but
I feel like everybody should get lunch for free regardless.
Yeah, it should be.
You know, like you're gonna put these kids into a place that they really don't really want to be, and force them to be in school for 8 hours learning shit that they don't really want to learn for the most part, and then not give them food.
Yeah, no, they don't want to do any of this shit. And I think like this last year, they didn't want to do it, and they didn't have to do it. So like, wait, I don't have to do this shit?
Yeah.
Like, nothing happens to me. So I think just like it's just all changed. So it's
I didn't do shit in high school. I think I remember doing maybe 3 homework assignments my entire high school career.
Well, you still got into college though, so you had to have been doing something.
Yeah. Well, I took a year off from high school to junior college.
Yeah.
And it was like night and day between high school and college.
Habits?
I went from like, I think I had like a 2.1 in high school. I think my worst semester I had like, it was like a 1.2.
Yeah.
I think my like second semester, like my sophomore year, was really bad. Like I failed almost every class. And then I got to junior college after taking a year off, and I had like a 3.9.
Yeah, you kind of just get your shit together. There's a point in, I think if like kids just aren't doing anything, something has to change.
Yeah.
Because those kids just like, okay, well, we can't do anything else with them. We'll just leave them in here and they just don't do anything. And a lot of times actively disrupt learning.
Yeah.
But it's because I felt like I didn't try in school and I got like a 2.8,
Yeah.
and that's not great. That's not,
No.
that's like a C average. But then what I had is that there are a lot of students who are just literally doing nothing. They don't turn anything in class, don't do the work, like even in my, like, you can remind kids to do stuff and they're just like, no, I don't really want to.
Yeah. And like a lot of the times they still get pushed through.
Yeah.
At
the end of the day, you can't just, if you held kids back, then you'd have 1,000 kids and in the
you have to make room for the new ones coming up. Yeah. So you just get them through.
Got to be pushed through.
Yeah. Which kind of sucks.
It'd be nice if there was some kind of reform, if there's some other system, but I think the system can only do so much.
Yeah.
And before like there needs to be some accountability happening.
Yeah.
Where people are.
I really think that they should start introducing like trades into high schools again. Like auto shop class, woodworking, welding, metalworking, all that shit.
Yeah, just like these. And honestly, this is going to sound weird, but child labor laws should probably change. Like if somebody's coming in and they're doing 0 in school, they're doing absolutely nothing, they're failing, and like even at that point, they're getting in trouble with the law because they're not showing up, and like
they're truant. Yeah,
they're truant. Like why not just like give the kids something to do and give them some money and like have somebody overseeing. It's not like you're working these, like they're already going to school like how many hours a day, like
yeah.
So
and now they get to, instead they can like go somewhere and make money. I bet you if you were to, I would talk to kids like this. I would say this to kids when I was coaching high school. I would just ask them like what do you want to do after high school or like after college? Do you want to go to college? And if they said no, it's like, so what do you want to make a lot of money? And almost all of them would say yes. Yeah. It's like, do you want to? Yeah, I just want to like have a job where I make a lot of money. I was like, you can become an electrician and in 2 years be making $80,000.
Yeah.
You can become a plumber and within like a couple years be making the same. Like some of those trades make over 6 figures. You could become like, I have a friend who's a truck driver never got through college, barely passed high school, and he makes $300K.
Oh.
Yeah, but he probably spends half of that on meth, right?
Right.
He spends it on Slim Jims.
Yeah.
Monsters.
I mean,
and
it's not
meth.
an easy job. I certainly couldn't do it. He loves that kind of shit, though. He's always been obsessed with, like, even in high school and even now, like, obsessed with tractors, big mechanical, like, vehicles. And so doing this is, like, a dream for him, being able to drive this massive truck around.
Yeah, it's a passion of his,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think the big issue is we got a socialist system with school, and we put them into a capitalistic society. Like, why aren't we like noticing, like, investing more in that? Because there's a lot of shit that kids learn that's fucking stupid that we put a lot of value in.
Yeah.
Like, and especially, it's not just like certain subjects, but certain aspects. Like, why are we spending so much time teaching kids about, like, geology when it's like a fraction of them are going to do anything with that?
Yeah.
Like, if we're learning science, give them, like, scientific things that are going to be useful, like, more useful to them.
Yeah, I think just focusing on, like, more fundamental types of science, how to, structure a hypothesis in an experiment, giving them, like, ways of thinking that will be useful for their lives, But I do agree. And I think it would be also kind of nice to have more, like, self-structure, like, oh, what kind of classes do you want to take? Do you want to, like, focus on this, or do you want to take these classes? But then again, they're kids, and they're like, well, what do you really know about what you want?
Yeah, that's true.
And then you run into that problem. But I think introducing more trades into the education system would, like, because there's, like, how many open jobs in, like, blue collar jobs right now? Like,
There's a lot.
And
A lot of, I'm like, I've been looking at getting into some sort of trade, and like, every time I talk to someone, they're like, yeah, man, we're in desperate need of, like, this and this. It's like,
if you were to take all those, I think if we could somehow, in a perfect world, if you filled all of the open, like, blue collar trade jobs, we would, like, essentially eliminate unemployment.
Yeah.
Because there's just that many. There's, like, millions and millions of jobs right now. But yeah, it's
they're so hard. It's a different, like, kind of requirement to do those jobs, because you got to show up on time, you got to work hard, you got to get the jobs done. And I think there are a lot of people who can't. That's too hard for them, and it's, but
yeah. I mean, but there's, like, plenty of people that there's, like, YouTube channels that I follow where these people are doing these, like, crafts and trades or other things that are, like, really creative that you don't necessarily need to have, like, a college degree for, but you have people that are in high school that are bad at school or just have bad academics, so they're just not interested. But if you were to put them at, like, in culinary school or, like, metalworking school or become an electrician, they would be, like, fantastic at it, right? And they would be much happier doing those things.
Yeah. And I think kids nowadays and people in general are much more interested in immediate gratification. And a lot of our, like, education system is, like, about delayed gratification. Like, you're learning this right now, and it seems dumb and you don't like it, but it's going to be useful later, maybe. And, like, instead of making something and feeling good about that,
there's
a lot to learn, and that'll get them a lot more excited.
And there's always such a push towards college too. From the time that you're a little kid to middle school to high school, it's like you go to college or you haven't figured it out. It's like, oh, you're not going to go to college? Like, what are you going to do? Like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, is there any upward mobility in that job? You're just going to work at Vaughn's? What's your plan? As if college is the only option, And here we are, college graduates. Like, I graduated from college. We all graduated at the same time, but there was, like, a couple of years where I was looking at becoming, like, a mechanic or, like, an electrician. And Adam, looking at it now, like, we're all college graduates, and we've had that thought. Like, you and James were working with Jesse doing flooring. Ethan is a farmer. You know,
Ethan was always a farmer.
he was always a farmer, and I remember having conversations with Ethan, like, and he would just say, "I don't even know why I'm here, because I'm just gonna go back at home and work on the farm."
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. You know.
Oh, that is so funny.
So, but yeah, there's too much of a push to go to college. Like my nephew now, he wants to work at like a tech company like Google or Amazon or something like that. I think his main one, he would really love to work at Apple. And I think the shit that he wants to do is more like mechanical engineering, so there would be the need for education. But like some of those people, like if you just wanted to be a coder or a programmer, like you could just graduate high school, go to like Udemy or some boot camp and learn how to code, be self-taught, and still get a job there.
Yeah.
And you don't need a college
It's a
degree.
little bit harder to get like straight out of the boot camp. Like you'd have to do like, because Emily recruits a lot for tech,
Yeah.
for like tech positions, and yeah, you definitely would have to like work at a place for a couple years.
Yeah. I'm not saying you'd go straight there, but
yeah, I mean those boot camps are great now, and I've actually looked at doing like one of those, but
yeah.
you know, it's
I'm
hard to, like what you guys are talking about right now. It's like I'm kind of going through that right now, where like high school, I just kind of skated through. I got decent grades. I didn't do bad. I didn't do great, but I just never really found like a passion in what I wanted to do. Well,
Yeah.
I did with coaching, and now it's all fuckered up because of fucking Concordia.
Yeah.
Fucking Concordia.
Yeah.
I always say that. But you know, like I'm just kind of trying to figure it out now. Where I should have been doing that in high school. Like teachers, I think that should be like a part of the teaching. Is like, you know, rather than teaching me the Pythagorean theorem and me not understanding it, like find out what some of my passions are and like amplify those, you know.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it's really hard though, because I think there are a lot of opportunities that people are given, and some more than others.
Yeah.
You know, especially in some schools that they're offering different classes. It's like, oh, you can sign up for this elective.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of initiative though, where you have to like sign up early and like know what the class is about. And there are opportunities, but at the same time, like it's really hard for a kid that age to take them on their own. And I don't know if it's like something that kids just need to get over, or that it needs to be supported in some other way. But like they used to do these like placement or like a career prediction. I don't know exactly what they're called, but you basically take a test and it tells you like what your job should be.
Yeah.
Right.
We
What
did
should
that
be
too.
best. And I've heard other countries even take it to the next level, where depending on your performance and the way you've tested, they'll actually put you into schools that direct you towards those kinds of careers.
Yeah.
Like I think in Germany,
Germany does that.
Yeah, like you basically at a certain point they branch out, and like there's kids that go to this school and learn this, and kids that learn that, and it's directly like related to their career prospects and like their skills. You know, like they're not going to take some kid who's like getting Fs his freshman sophomore year and be like, oh no, let's stick it out.
Yeah.
See how you do.
Yeah.
But because I mean, the idea is people should be successful in what they're doing, and
100%.
you know, you don't want to just beat dead horses, and beating a lot of dead horses in
Yeah.
school.
We have the same system. We try and like revamp it all the time, wondering why it never works and why we're like 50th in the world in education or something like that, or even worse. I don't even know where we are at now. But yeah.
There are two ways to go about it. You could be a little more liberal about it, see kids, give them different choices or different options, or you could just be like fucking China and just fucking push the fuck out of these kids.
Yeah. You're going to learn this, or we're going to suicide your family.
Yeah, do it.
You know,
there's so much pressure, but that's really deeply cultural too.
It is, yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Even like other cultures, I think like Nigerians and like Africans are very like school oriented and very like academic.
Yeah, because there's more of a push to do it for like the entire family, whereas here it's more individualistic. Like you said, it's like the deep culture aspect is very, very big. they're collectivist, where they do it for the group, the community. We're here. We're like, we do it for ourselves to be happy. So a lot of Eastern cultures are more collectivistic.
But at least I think with those collectivist ideals, they're more like tangible. It's like, oh, you need to get money, you need to support this, and like if I don't, like there's stakes. But if you're just talking about your own happiness and like self-satisfaction, that's so abstract.
Yeah.
It's like what makes me happy.
What
It's
makes
like
you happy? Yeah.
It's like fucking doing drugs. That makes me happy.
I can be a professional drug doer.
Yeah. Could be, but and that's why you got so many people doing dumbass shit on the internet, because it makes them feel good.
Yeah, seriously. And I think here too, part of the problem is that we give so many opportunities to the students that do really well and less opportunity to the ones that are really struggling, where like even something as simple as being like a crossing guard in middle school or elementary school, actually, like instead of taking like the best students in the class and giving them the privilege to be a crossing guard, like take some of the ones that are struggling and like give them a little bit of responsibility, so you can teach them how to handle the responsibility, and then you give them something that they can like kind of be proud of. Because at the school that I went to, it was like, oh, you get to be a crossing guard, you get to leave class a little bit early, and you get to go be outside, and it's really fun, it's great. Like you make those kids that are doing somewhat poorly in class, in school, and you give them that opportunity and see how that affects their academics, because then they have something that they can be proud of.
I think if we had a crossing guards at our school, we would have thought they were nerds. So I think that's just different.
They were also kind of like, some of the crossing guards were absolute pricks.
Yeah.
Total power trip.
Hey, they're doing the job well. Some of those kids want to be pricks.
Some of them
are
Fortune 500 companies now, so maybe
right.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a nerd in high school and middle school is usually pretty good for your career prospects.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there are like certain types of nerds. There's like the nerds where you're like really good in class, or you like computers, or you're super good at math, and now you're like, working on Wall Street, making millions and millions of dollars. And then there's the types of nerds who are like, just like anime swords and would Naruto run through the halls.
Yeah.
Or make like little figurines out of straw cleaners.
Yeah.
Some of those.
Yeah. Not saying that they're not doing well in life now. I'm just saying there's different types of nerds.
I don't even know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a straw man. Straw cleaner.
Pipe cleaner, that's what I meant.
Pipe cleaner, yeah.
That's just a straw man argument.
Make like animals and things out of pipe cleaners, and they're pretty intricate.
Yeah.
But
that's all he would do.
I think he's more, and he's having kids, because that's what Mormons do.
It worked out. Just like Ethan at the farm is like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I'm
to
going
the farm, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're about 15 minutes out, and I have yet to eat breakfast today. So let's call
Go
it
eat. Yeah.
What's that?
Go eat.
I'm going to. And then I'm going to go for a walk. And then I'm going to come back and take a dump.
Nice.
What do you think of that?
That sounds good.
All right. Dude, I wish that we could do this like every time. We should probably figure out a way. I don't know how busy you are, James, but I really want to try and, every time I try and be consistent with this, it like goes to shit, because school is pretty whack and I always get super busy. But this has been a lot of fun having James on too.
You gotta make time.
Oh yeah. Just have
Does
to.
it long?
What's that?
No.
How long did you do this for? Like 40 minutes?
Yeah, we should go like 45, an hour. Like.
Yeah. This one we did an hour 15. We've probably been talking closer like an hour and a half, because I didn't start recording until like a couple minutes after we got on.
Yeah.
Oh, it was only like a couple minutes though. Like it had to have been like less than 5 minutes. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop the recording now. If you're listening to this in the future, thank you and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Later.
You dudes.